Tonight, spinning out of control. Dangerous weather from ice in the Midwest to the snowstorm in the Northeast, causing countless accidents and grounding hundreds of flights. I'm Katie Couric. Also tonight, Campaign 08. The lobbyists around John McCain and Hillary Clinton's closing argument. Shopping for ringtones? Beware of a scam.
What's wrong with the ringtones that come with the phone?
They're Beethoven.
And he wants my job.
This is a News 14 special report.
Oh, show him how to do it, Walter.
This is the CBS Evening News with Katie Couric.
And good evening, everyone. As if we needed a reminder of just how nasty winter can be, today we got two. The government reported the flu outbreak has now spread to almost every state in this country. More on that in a moment. But first, the weather and the winter storm that dumps snow and ice from the Midwest to the Northeast. It's been a brutal day for traveling. Randall Pinkston is at New York's LaGuardia Airport, where very few flights are getting out. Randall, it's a bit of a mess there, isn't it?
A mess now, Katie, and a lot worse at the height of the storm. Throughout the day, delays here at LaGuardia and the other two New York area airports have averaged from 2 to 5 hours. And as you say, a bad day for travelers and for anyone caught in this winter wallop. From Maryland to Massachusetts, millions of Americans spent the day scraping and shoveling their way out of one of the biggest storms to hit the East Coast this winter.
Accidents happen all the time, and when the roads are bad like this, there's nothing to stop it.
At daybreak, the snow was falling at the rate of an inch an hour. By mid-afternoon, New York area airports had canceled nearly 1,000 flights. Philadelphia had delays up to 4 hours.
The problem for travelers is it's that combination of snow, sleet, rain, and ice, cold temperatures and wind, which really create this mess. I mean, it doesn't take a lot of ice to cause a lot of problems.
Although accumulation was modest, the area was widespread, between 1 and 10 inches from Pennsylvania into New England, with ice conditions as far south as Virginia. It's the same system that moved in from Missouri, leaving a trail of icy danger and destruction on roadways, with plenty of close calls. Across the country, there's been more snowfall than usual this winter. The 45 inches in Chicago are double the norm. 137 inches in Caribou, Maine, nearly 3 times last year's snowfall. In Wisconsin, snow dumps had to be opened to handle the 60 feet they've accumulated so far this winter.
It's a never-ending battle trying to keep up with Mother Nature.
That ongoing battle has public works departments anxious. This winter, some towns have run out of rock salt. And every time another storm hits, road crews are hoping they don't run out. And delays continue tonight at people trying to fly into Boston, New York, Philadelphia, Atlanta. Of course, frequent flyers might say, Katie, so what else is new?
All right, Randall Pinkston at New York's LaGuardia Airport tonight. Randall, thank you. Winter also means, as we mentioned, the flu, and right now you may be in bed suffering from it. The CDC reported today that the flu is now widespread in every state except Florida. At least 22 children have died from the flu. Our medical correspondent, Dr. John LaPook, is here with more. And John, last week you told us that this year's flu vaccine only covers about 40% of the flu viruses that are out there. So should you still get a vaccine if it isn't that effective?
Well, it's better than nothing. And the flu season goes until May. So there's still time to take it. It only takes about 2 weeks for the flu vaccine to kick in and give you protection. Okay. And how can you tell the difference between a common cold and the real McCoy, the flu? It's an important question. The cold's mostly from the neck up. You get the runny nose and the sneezing, sore throat. The flu is more aches and pains throughout your body, higher fever, and you just tend to feel worse. And what do you do if you think you've been exposed to or you think you have the flu? There are medications, Relenza, Tamiflu, which, if taken within 48 hours of symptoms, can be effective in treating the flu. That's why you need to know the symptoms, and important in that, knowing the difference between having the flu and having just the common cold. And those are prescription medications, so you need to talk to your doctor about getting those, as you said, within 48 hours. Right.
Okay, well, a lot of people could use that advice tonight, John, so thanks very much. And one other medical note, the FDA today approved the drug Avastin for use in advanced breast cancer, already used to treat lung and colon cancer. The drug works by cutting off a tumor's blood supply. Research by the manufacturer found Avastin made breast tumors grow more slowly but did not help patients live longer. It's hoped that in the future the drug may be used in patients with early-stage breast cancer to keep it from metastasizing. The drug does have side effects, however, and costs nearly $8,000 a month. Now turning to the presidential campaign and a tragic accident today. A Dallas police officer escorting Hillary Clinton's motorcade crashed his motorcycle into a concrete barrier and was killed. 49-year-old Victor Lozada was a married father of 4. Senator Clinton met with the officer's family and said she's heartsick about his death. The senator is looking ahead now to the next and perhaps last big showdowns with Barack Obama in Texas and Ohio. And at their debate in Austin last night, there was a shift in tone in the Clinton campaign. Here's our senior political correspondent, Jeff Greenfield.
It was the most telling moment of last night's debate when Senator Clinton was invited to unload on her opponent.
Are you saying that Senator Obama is not ready and not qualified to be commander-in-chief?
And she passed.
Well, I believe that I am ready.
Some heard in that non-answer a sign that she was reading the writing on the wall. Democratic strategist Joe Trippi.
I think what's going on is there's a real concern even within the Clinton campaign that she may not be the nominee. Obama may be the nominee, and she's got to start to worry about what she says in these debates that may actually be useful for John McCain in the event that Obama is the candidate.
It's understandable. Obama has 100 more delegates, is raising a lot more money, and has cut into her leads in Ohio and Texas. But the voters may not be ready to end this contest. Joe McAdams is a Texan who likes Clinton's health care ideas.
I think that she's got a little more experience in trying to navigate and negotiate with, on Capitol Hill around the health care issue than he does.
And Mark Johansson sees Clinton's strengths even as he's drawn to Obama.
I like what he has to say. It would gear me in that direction, most likely. But Hillary, I really do love the fact that she's got experience in this area.
Fresh poll numbers from Ohio and Texas highlight her strengths and her problem. Democrats in both states favor her on the issue of strong leadership. But Obama holds her even when it comes to who understands problems of people like you. And he's now seen as by far the more electable Democrat. So where does Clinton's opportunity lie? Surprisingly, it may not be in her mastery of policy details.
I have so many opportunities from this country.
It may instead lie in a more personal, more vulnerable campaign style.
This is very personal for me.
The one that was on display just before the New Hampshire primary.
I just don't want to see us fall backwards.
The one voters saw in her closing statement last night that closely echoed Bill Clinton's 1992 appeal.
The hits that I took in this election are nothing compared to the hits that the people of this state and this country are taking every day of their lives.
The hits I've taken in life are nothing compared to what goes on every single day in the lives of people across our country.
It may be a supreme irony here. The Clinton campaign worked so hard to make sure she was seen as tough enough. They may have neglected her softer, personal side, and it may be that what they saw as a weakness, Katie, may turn out to be her best hope to keep her campaign alive.
So perhaps they were overcompensating for the fact that she was the first serious female presidential candidate.
It just may be.
All right, Jeff Greenfield. Jeff, thank you very much. Republican John McCain today defended using lobbyists as advisors in his presidential campaign. He said they're, quote, honorable people, and he's proud to have them on his team. But how does this square with McCain's opposition to special interests? We sent Nancy Cordes to find out.
I want to take our politics and our government back from the special interest.
Senator McCain has long crusaded to loosen lobbyists' grip on Washington.
And I've made a lot of people angry. I upset corporate lobbyists and special interests when I passed campaign finance reform.
Within his campaign, however, lobbyists, both current and former, make up much of his inner circle. Rick Davis, campaign manager. The firm he co-founded has represented Verizon, DHL, and Lockheed Martin. Charlie Black, chief political advisor, a chairman at a lobbying giant with clients such as General Motors and Bristol-Myers Squibb. McCain's finance chairman and his Senate chief of staff have also lobbied.
They do represent corporate America on many different issues and issues that have come up in the Congress, and if he wins the presidency, issues that are going to be hot on the agenda for executive agencies as well. So it doesn't look great.
Today, McCain said he chose his team because they're the most qualified.
Charlie Black was involved in the first Reagan campaign and has been involved in every national presidential campaign since. These people have honorable records, and they're honorable people.
There are lobbyists aiding Senators Clinton and Obama as well, but not nearly as many, and they don't have the same clout.
Washington lobbyists haven't funded my campaign. They won't run my White House.
The balancing factor, if you would, for Senator McCain is that he has been a real reformer.
And Claybrook adds it may not be realistic for any national campaign to be fully lobbyist-free when the employment path from Capitol Hill to the lobbying world and back is so well worn.
So it would be almost impossible, I believe.
Peter Kant has worked as a Democratic campaign advisor and as a lobbyist.
If you think that there may be an issue, you should disclose who your clients are or what lobbying activities you had in the past. Be open about it.
McCain's advisors say that's exactly what they have done. Many of them, Katie, are longtime friends of the candidate.
All right, Nancy Cordes in Washington. Nancy, thank you. Turning to Iraq now, a decision today that could bring a measure of stability to that country. Shiite cleric Muqtada al-Sadr announced he'll continue a ceasefire for another 6 months. He heads a powerful militia that controls a significant part of southern Iraq. There is much more CBS News ahead. Up next, a real wrong number, cell phone scams that ring up millions in unwanted charges. Every year, cell phone users spend billions of dollars on ringtones, but many people are paying for ringtones they never asked for. Cheryl Atkinson dials you into this scam as she follows the money.
Every kid wants a special ringtone.
What's wrong with the ringtones that come with the phone?
They're Beethoven.
So imagine Kelsey Dolan's excitement when she got a text message on her brand new phone.
It said, "You've qualified for a free ringtone," and they sent it to me 3 times. So I asked my mom if I could get it, and she said no, so I texted back no.
But saying no wasn't enough. A charge for $19.99 showed up on her phone bill. When her mom tried to get it removed, her phone company told her it was a monthly subscription and it couldn't be stopped.
It just didn't seem right.
It's called cramming, charges for services you didn't order and don't want that can be next to impossible to stop. And it's not just happening to kids. Last year, the FCC ordered millions of dollars returned to angry cell phone customers who said they were scammed. Rebecca Anderson did nothing more than search the web for free ringtones. Then she, too, got hit by monthly charges.
I did not agree to any charges. I did not download anything.
All she did was visit an innocuous-looking website run by a company called Ringaza. Peel away the layers of Ringaza and you find a man named Scott Richter, better known to some as the king of spam. A few years ago, Richter was one of the biggest email spammers in the world, and now he's in the ringtone business. He didn't respond to our repeated interview requests. But it's the carriers like Verizon Wireless that add the charges to your phone bill.
If you believe that you've been charged in error or that you didn't subscribe, we'll credit that charge.
Verizon Wireless spokesman John Johnson says if you suspect fraud, all you have to do is call. But it's not always that easy.
Verizon said that this was an outside carrier and that they were not responsible for these charges.
And they told me that they wouldn't take it off. They couldn't stop it.
It turns out the big carriers are making money off the deal.
What is Verizon's share? What kind of cut do you get of these bills?
I don't have a percentage.
Does 30 to 40% sound accurate?
It doesn't sound unreasonable, but again, I don't know.
It looks to the customers like Verizon or the other companies may not be very responsive because they're getting a cut of the action.
Well, sometimes it looks that way, and that really concerns us.
Since we first began working on this story, Verizon decided to change its policy. Customers can now block those unwanted charges. And Kelsey is still looking for the right ringtone, one that's really free. Cheryl Atkinson, CBS News, Schwenksville, Pennsylvania.
And definitely not Beethoven. When we come back, a new device that could make jet crashes like this one a thing of the past.
I'll be back in 30 seconds, will you?
We appreciate your tuning in News 14, but stop.
In Venezuela, all 46 people on board a passenger jet were killed when it slammed into a mountain. Recovery operations are being hampered by the rough terrain there. The plane crashed last night just after leaving Merida en route to Caracas. Pilots say the area is notoriously difficult to navigate. For pilots, visibility, of course, is critical. In the past 2 decades, nearly 4,000 people have been killed in crashes caused by pilots losing track of where they were. Tonight, Thalia Shuras shows us new technology that could save lives.
A fatal crash. It's the fear of every pilot who loses track of where they are. Exactly what happened when this Korean Air 747 slammed into a ravine, killing 228 people. It's called flying blind, but it could soon be a thing of the past.
Angle 4621.
CBS got an exclusive look at new technology that helps eliminate that problem. Developed by Honeywell and just approved for use in Gulfstream business jets, it's called synthetic vision, a system that gives pilots a computer-generated 3-dimensional view of what's in front of the plane, even in zero visibility.
Pitch dark or in a rainstorm, you're going to see this picture?
Every day it's like a nice sunny day. I can see the terrain, I can see the hills, I can see that which is important to me to fly the airplane to understand the environment around me.
Pilots call it situational awareness.
Being aware of the environment around you is what keeps you safe. Situational awareness is all about safety and being aware of where I'm at, what condition the aircraft is in, the environment around me.
Loss of situational awareness was partly to blame when an American Airlines 757 slammed into a mountain, killing 163, and when an Air Force plane carrying Commerce Secretary Ron Brown hit a mountain in bad weather, killing everyone on board.
You need to be able to give pilots a forward-looking view of what's coming so that they can take action prior to an emergency occurring.
This new technology is also being developed to help military helicopters fly in sandstorms and will be offered to commercial airlines later this year. Synthetic vision does carry a $300,000 price tag, but experts say it's a fair price for added safety and predict it will eventually become standard equipment. Thalia Shuras, CBS News, Dulles Airport, Virginia.
And up next, a special guest anchor.
I'll be back in 30 seconds, will you?
Finally tonight, where are all the great news anchors of tomorrow? Well, at least one of them is in the basement. Here's Steve Hartman's Assignment America.
Time to look out, Katie. Here comes competition. He's Channel 14's Rodney Harris.
From your news authority, this is the News Break.
And you are? Main anchor / everything else.
Okay.
Rodney reports from his action newsroom / basement bedroom in Canton, Michigan. Part Walter Cronkite, part Wayne's World.
He's also demanding.
He's been doing these newscasts since '04, sometimes 3 of them a day, not including special reports.
This is a News 14 special report, tragedy in the air.
His newscasts are posted on the web, where he has at least 2 faithful viewers. One, his dad, who owns a service station.
Is it safe to assume that you didn't raise him to be a news anchor?
Oh, definitely not. He's all on his own.
Another, his mother.
It's just something that's interested him for so long. I mean, most kids watch cartoons. He'd put the news on.
Michael Robert Sweet had it all.
By 10, he was doing exposés on his family.
Michael didn't know that the principal, Mr. Bondi, was lucky.
This one about a cousin who got suspended for mooning someone.
You might say that was funny, but to everybody else, it was stupid.
By 14, he was doing News 14, religiously.
We're broadcasting from and on Higgins Lake.
When we're on vacation.
He still does the newscast?
Yes.
Fun, wasn't it?
Last year, he made his cousin Amanda co-anchor, and together they now offer a 4-minute newscast that includes weather, best and worst gas prices, celebrity birthdays,
Actress Barbara Rush is 81, whoever that is,
and a segment called Great Moments in Presidential Words.
President Truman said if you can't convince them, confuse them.
This week, Rodney also added his first ever studio interview.
Thanks, Amanda. We are now joined by CBS News' Steve Hartman.
Rodney, who's now 16, says he does all this as practice for what he calls his ultimate job.
Amanda.
Fortunately for me,
that was good.
It's not mine he's shooting for. It's a certain coworker who'd better look out.
I'm Rodney Harris. I'll see you when I see you. Good night.
Rodney's other big dream is to meet Katie Couric, so I probably should have asked you this before now, but I told him that it would be okay if he came here and met you.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Are
good.
you kidding?
Okay.
I think that's terrific.
Good.
And
he's got a little crush on you, I got to warn you.
oh,
too.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm very flattered.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving right along. Tell us about next week.
Okay, next week. Tony Dukes works as a 911 dispatcher. She also does a little rescuing on her way home from work, rescuing from the cold. We'll meet this wonderful woman next Friday night. If you have a story idea, tell us about it by going to cbsnews.com and clicking on Assignment America. There you can also see Rodney's complete interview with me.
All right, Steve, thank you very much. And that's the CBS Evening News for tonight. I'm Katie Couric in New York. Thank you for watching this week. I'll see you when I see you, Rodney. Good night.